Francis and his crusade against tradition, between defamation and censorship. By Jamie Gurpegui, article published in Info Vaticana on February 6, 2025. If there's one thing that preoccupies Pope Francis, it's traditionalism. Not the false traditionalism of those who romanticize a non-existent past, but the real Catholicism that continues to fill churches, build families, and hold on to the eternal teachings that is his enemy. And he fights it with all the means at his disposal: contempt, caricature, censorship, and now also psychological defamation. In his latest biography, Francis shows once again that he not only rejects tradition but hates it, not because he understands it and disagrees with it, but because he doesn't understand it and fears it. For him, the pre-conciliar liturgy is not a legitimate form of faith, but a dangerous ideology that must be suppressed with all severity. To celebrate Mass in Latin, according to his logic, is not a rite of the faithful, but a whim that requires the express permission of the dicastery. Because, of course, the traditional liturgy can become ideology, but the liquid pastoral care he propagates, in which doctrine adapts to feeling and truth is relativized in the name of mercy, is not ideology, but openness. But Francis goes even further. His attack on tradition is not only theological, but also personal. In his desire to discredit the traditionalist world, he goes so far as to claim that the preference for the pre-conciliar liturgy is due to psychological imbalances, affective deviations, and behavioral disorders. Not even Luther dared to go that far. According to him, the person who prefers the Tridentine Mass is not seeking the sacred, but a kind of disguised clericalism, an empty display, a sectarian refuge. The caricature is so exaggerated that it becomes embarrassing. It's grotesque but predictable. Since the beginning of his pontificate, Francis has been spreading the image of the traditionalist as a Pharisee, obsessed with rules, incapable of love and compassion. Now he goes one step further. If you follow tradition, you could be sick. But if you bless same-sex partnerships or destroy Catholic sexual morality, then that is neither an ideology nor a psychological problem, but pastoral accompaniment. And as if the attack were not enough, he adds an indiscreet fallacy. How can it be that someone is outraged by the blessing of homosexuals or divorced people, but not by the exploitation of workers or the pollution of the environment? Because yes, the Pope has decided to include environmentalism, as if the faithful who defend traditional morality are automatically in favor of exploiting the poor and destroying the environment. It's the usual tactic. If you disagree with his relativism, then you are a hypocrite who is insensitive to social injustice. As if it were impossible to care about sexual morality at the same time and denounce the exploitation of workers. The most ironic thing about all of this is that Francis accuses tradition of being a refuge for the mentally disturbed, while his pontificate has been a highway for corrupt clergymen, abusive individuals, and those with real behavioral disorders. It is the Pope who covered up for Zanchetta for so long, until the scandal could no longer be hidden, the same one who fostered a culture of ideological purging within the Church while preaching inclusion and dialogue. But what bothers him most and explains his deep hatred for tradition is the fact that the pre-conciliar liturgy continues to attract young people, and he can't tolerate that. He cannot accept that in the midst of the collapse of the progressive church, there is a generation looking for something solid, more solid than watered-down sermons, banal masses, and the dissolution of doctrine that he promotes. He cannot admit that there are Catholics who want to be truly Catholic. Francis has made it abundantly clear that he does not want to reconcile with tradition. He wants to destroy it, he wants to discredit it, he wants to wipe it out. But history is patient. The Church has survived hostile popes before him, and it will survive him too. I know that after my departure, savage wolves will come in among you, not sparing the flock, and from among your own selves will arise men speaking twisted things to draw away the disciples after them. Acts 20:29-30. This was the bell tower of Vendi. Like and share the video. See you later. Dear warriors of the Lord, God bless you.